Hey y'all, so I thought I would give a little demo about how I get full coverage with Savvy Minerals foundation. I've posted a before and after photo online that has gotten quite a bit of response, and people have been asking how do I achieve that with the Savvy Minerals. So I figured I would go ahead and show you, and actually in this demo you're going to get a twofer. You're going to see how to make a tinted moisturizer of sorts, and then also how I get the full coverage after that point. So to start, I'm just going to dive right in. I have some minerals on a palette here, and I may have put a little bit too much on there. We'll see. I'm going to add a little bit of sunscreen, just like a little dollop of sunscreen, because sunscreen has that white ingredient that's kind of white in it. It will lighten the foundation a little bit, and then I'm adding just a tiny bit of illuminating moisturizer that has a little bit of shimmer in it because I like a glow. And then I'm going to mix in a few drops of jojoba oil because my skin really likes jojoba oil. And then I'm just going to mix it up. I have a brush that I've cleaned. I'm going to clean off the bottom of this, and then I'm just going to, on the palette, just mix it all together. Now, you can do this in your hand. I'm a little too precious, and I haven't applied makeup with my hands in a really long time, but clean hands can get the job done as well. I've seen people make a tinted moisturizer in the palm of their hand and then just put it on their face and apply it that way, and it looks beautiful. So that's just not how I roll. So I'm just mixing in it. And of course you can also just use your moisturizer, or you can just do a little bit of moisturizer and sunscreen if you want to add a little bit of sun protection in. But you know, it just depends on how you prefer to do that. You have different options, and I've tried it different ways and it applies beautifully all of the ways. So I've got that mixed, but before I go ahead and apply it to my face, I'm going to put a little bit of serum on my face. Young Living recommends that you give your skin a good hydrating base to start with before you apply the minerals. The minerals actually perform best when they have some moisture in there. So they recommend the Art Light Moisturizer or the Art Renewal Serum. I don't have either one of those because I've been focused on getting all the oils and supplements that I don't have, but I made a homemade serum with some skincare ingredients and oils that I had on hand already. So the way that I'm going to apply this, like I said, you can just go in straight with your hands if you want to, but I'm a little too precious. So, and clearly you can see, even with this bad lighting, I will try to work on that, but for future videos, you can see I have quite a bit of redness. So, getting a good coverage and application for me is super important, and I feel more confident doing that with this beauty sponge. It's amazing. It makes any foundation look beautiful. It's $6 and it's so nice. So if you don't already have one, get one. I'm just going to spray this a couple of times, and then I'm going to dip it into my palette here. See? And then I'm just going to start in the center of my face and just pat it on. Now, it's kind of hard for me to see, so I'm going to grab this mirror here and kind of look off camera for a bit to apply it. And so I start in the center of my face, and then I work my way out, because the center, at least for most people, the center of your face is where you tend to need the most coverage. However, I have rosacea, so I also get some splotchiness and redness along the sides. So I basically need coverage in all the places. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. And while I am applying this first step, which most people could stop with, but I can't because of my face, I will say that I have worn this, just this layer, on days when I was just, you know, going to the grocery store or going to my mom's for lunch or something like that. In the New Orleans heat, I wore it this past weekend, on a 90+ degree day where I cried because my brother was going back to Tennessee with my nephews. and I was sad about that. And then I was also wearing glasses, and it held up beautifully. I did not have the tear streams down my face. I did not have the line of demarcation, you know, where the glasses hit your face and disrupt your foundation. Didn't have any of that. And I didn't take any additional steps. I didn't put on some super duper primer. I didn't, there we go, that's looking good. I didn't use like concealer and baking and all the things that they recommend to keep, you know, makeup in place and for glasses wearers and all that kind of stuff. It was just this. But, you know, and this is fine. I wish the lighting was better so you could see. But this has taken down my redness quite significantly. And that's just, you know, one good layer and then going over my trouble spots like my cheeks, my nose, and my chin with an extra layer, a couple extra pats. And honestly, in real life, I wish you could see this. I just lost my lighting. That's okay. I wish you could see this. It does look, in real life, it looks really good. This lighting is not really doing it any favors. But you can but in reality, I do have a little bit of redness still peeking through on my cheeks. Again, for everybody else, this would work. But not for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my buffing brush here. It's a Real Techniques buffing brush and the misting spray. And I'm going to spray it a couple times, 3 times. Shake off the excess. And then I'm going to dip it into some minerals that I have here in the cap and tap off the excess there. And then I'm just going to lightly stipple over those areas that I need a bit more coverage, and I need my mirror to make sure. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I don't spray it for this step. I don't spray it more than once, really, because I just need to kind of touch up a bit. And then I go over this little corner of my face here that always gets really red, and I don't know why, because my face is stupid. But with this, I get full coverage. And y'all, I live in New Orleans, the New Orleans area. It is hot here. It is so hot. It is so hot that you kind of get to this point where you just want to smack people for no other reason than it's just so hot. And then you both cry because they understand, and it's fine. But this holds up, y'all. And at the end, this looks, there we go. I mean, that's for me, that's full coverage. And I am getting a little bit of a red cast because of my lighting, but I will get that adjusted in the future. So, so anyway, that's full coverage. I'll go ahead and I'll add bronzer and blush and highlight and all of those things. And I'm going to share those in another video, trying to keep these short little bite-sized pieces for y'all. But that's how I get full coverage. And then I use the foundation also for concealer, and it looks exactly the same from the time I put it on in the morning until I take it off at night. I can touch my face. There's no oil or makeup on my fingers. Oily girls, can I get a hallelujah? Because that never happens. And I don't have to look matte and flat. Because I do the 2-step process with the tinted moisturizer and then just go over it, wetting my brush to get the areas where I need a little bit of extra coverage, it stays. Look, you see that? That is my preferred finish. It might not be everybody else's. I don't like matte foundation, but this stays looking like this all day long. It doesn't budge. I don't get oily, and it just looks beautiful, and it feels like I don't have anything on my face. So there you go. That's how I get the full coverage with the Real Techniques. That's the brush I use with the Savvy Minerals foundation. If you have any questions, please put those down in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you there. Until next time, stay savvy, girls, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.